we're here, we're just going to go, I'll show you, this is what we do. This is the ECC room. So normally we'll have police sitting in here. There'll be first aid, and there'll also be the health commander from Ambulance Victoria, and we sit here and take the calls. So I've got, I'm on the ground being safety officer, and I've got the emergency commander, Mel, who sits in here as well, and I've got a deputy warden, or actually he's the chief warden, who'll run things at night, so when it gets a bit quiet. So there's always somebody on board to take the calls and sort it out, and being here with first aid, it means that we're able to dispatch jobs really efficiently. So really the only job that came through that was of concern to us was a female that presented herself with a GHB overdose, and how that came about is she had they'd taken the GHB in the festival, which is colourless, odourless, tasteless, I suppose there's a taste to it, and clear. So they'd put it in a water bottle, and fine, they got through the gate, but then they're all rolling around off their heads, going, oh yeah, pass me that water. Yeah, right, thanks for that. Yeah, cool. No, it doesn't taste like water, and so she knew straight away. So a big mouthful of that is what, 20 mil or more? And it only takes 3 mil to knock you out, especially a girl with not much weight behind her. So one of her mates that had half a brain worked out that I need to go to the helper hut. So we have helper huts located on site here. There's one here, there's a bit of a helper hut here. In glamping we have a concierge, and inside we have an info hut. But they happen to be camping close to the helper hut here in the camping area. So one of the crowd welfare people doing the caretaking of everyone caught onto the message as it came through, and actually he's I'm really glad that he was here. He's a mate of mine, James, who listened in to the conversation that the caretakers were having at the helper hut, and he went over there and he sorted it out himself, just coming over. He got the friend, got taken to the campsite, which was about here, and when he approached the campsite, she was in convulsions, she was foaming at the mouth and having some serious issues, and soon she stopped breathing. She swallowed her tongue, so he got her in the recovery position, helped her to got the tongue out of the throat. She was then breathing shallowly, so they just waited for first aid to arrive, and first aid got there relatively quickly. And the reason why they got there quickly is we're all in here together, and the information that came through the channel was dispatched quickly and efficiently, and they got to the job. They realised the seriousness of the situation, so they rushed her back to the mat to put a tube down her throat so she could breathe. She'd stopped breathing, and she stabilised just enough that we thought it's okay, she's going to get through it. But we had a helicopter on standby, so we ended up having to call the helicopter because she vomited the toxin back out and got another kick from that vomiting, and she went down again, stopped breathing, and they were looking at a cardiac arrest. So the chopper was called, and so we'll go to another map. So when the chopper gets called, they have our group location there, and it's actually a great location. What security were able to do was shut the main gate from patrons coming in through the main gate. This was Saturday afternoon this happened. Shut it there from anyone coming in that way. So we just hold them up and explain to people what was going on. So it was about a half an hour process. We also got one of the water trucks to water down the full helicopter site to stop the dust being kicked up by the blades. The helicopter came in, picked her up, and off she went to Bendigo Hospital. where she made a recovery and survived. But I dare to say she only survived because we had good organisation skills, we had plans put together to deal with such a situation, and also we had an amazing volunteer that just happened to be at the right place at the right time and know the right thing to do. But still, we're very fucking lucky. There are fuckwits that just don't think, that just do these things. And she was surrounded by mates that were also off their head, that really couldn't deal with the situation at all. All they were doing was freaking out. So fortunately they raised help, but when it got into the critical situation with her being on the ground, they just panicked and freaked out. So they wouldn't have been any help at all. And all they were worried about after it all was how much trouble they'd get in for doing that stupidness. So turns out that she's a lass from Shepparton. So she's like a local lass. I'm sure her parents are very unhappy with her and unhappy with her behaviour. But that type of stupidity causes deaths. We had one at Rainbow Serpent last year where a fellow decided to drink a bottle of water that had amyl nitrate in it. Dead. So you kids need to start thinking about what you're doing and what you're doing to your bodies, because we want to keep putting these parties on for you, but it's just going to take, you know, 1 or 2 or 3, or it could just take 1 more of yous to die and it's all over. No more party. So you need to be responsible for yourselves. And that's my message today. I might as well show you. Yeah, this is where I run this in the keyboard. Here, it's all going. I have that juiced up. I don't play games on it. That's just it's my editing suite. I'm currently editing footage from the stage that the boys gave me. I'm going to see if I can make a little film after this. I've got my helpers here. They're here to help first aid helper volunteers. They come in just for this job especially. I don't know what that clown's doing, but he really loves riding on the scooter. So he's on the scooter helping me. I checked her out. So I went into St Vinny's again in town today, and well, on Saturday I bought him and I left her behind, and I just wasn't thinking, and the whole gig I'm riding around on the scooter with him, and she was left behind, and so I had to go back there this morning. That's why I went back to town this morning to grab her and bring her home with me. So they're gorgeous. This is handmade. Some Nana's gone off. She's even got a map on her hat. Little sunnies. Look at that. Anyway, so I had to bring her back. And other tools. Oh, me shaman wand there, just in case. You never know when you're going to need a good shaman wand. I've got me, this is a kit here. I'll go right in the chest rig. I'll have all my stuff in there, so it sits in my pouch if I need to go and ride in the car. I don't have anything on my belt buckles, and I can just get in and out. It's always there. It looks a bit heroic, but some of the shit I do kind of is sometimes. There's the old Doof jacket. Sort of helps get me noticed. It's good to be noticed, which is why, and they think that I do it just to be fucking trendy, but I run LED lights on this rig too, so at night I'm running around. I'm lit up like Christmas, but there's a reason for it. So anyone in the field can see me if there's a situation or whatever, they'll go, yeah, look for the clown with the glowing lights lit up like Christmas. And they'll find me. It's all about speed and efficiency. When you're dealing with time-critical incidents, seconds save lives. So anyway, that's it for Babylon 2019. I just want to say thanks to all the crew and everyone involved, and it was an awesome, excellent event, and really hope that we continue to do this forever.